All right. Fire them up.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the John Review Live podcast, your go-to podcast for all things movies, entertainment, and TV, and a podcast that proudly has better visual effects than Ice Cube's War of the Worlds.
My gosh, that was rough. That was a rough trailer, man. Like, golly.
But
I ain't watch me right now, Dad. That's classified. Like, oh gosh, bro. I turned off the trailer at that moment, and then a few days later, I was able to come back to it. That's classified. It's all just fucking from the cameras. Are y'all talking about like data and like knowledge is power and all this bullshit? Is this an alien invasion movie? What the fuck is going on?
the reason I laugh so hard is because I'm literally I'm getting some coffee at my office, and I text you. I was like, "Hey man, did you see this thing?" And you quote Ice Cube's "That's classified," and I laughed so hard at getting coffee at my office where I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. I had to walk outside. I laughed so hard where I was like, a trailer made me laugh, and then you seeing what you quoted that movie. But oh my god, man, it's classified. But
that trailer was something else, man.
We are unfortunately not Ice Cube, but we are cool enough for you. I am one of your hosts. Doug Jones with me as always is my amazing co-host, the incredible, fantastic, super. It's Mr. Nick Johnson. What's going on, Nick?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Again, thank you again for that laugh because I watched. I woke up and I saw the trailer and I was like, "This got to be a joke." And then I saw someone, a YouTuber that we like, his reaction of it. He was like, "What is this?" And I texted you. I'm like, "Did you watch this?" You're like, "You said." I said, "Okay." I'm glad we're on the same page because I was like, "Am I tripping?"
Nah, that trailer. I don't know what the fuck. Like Ice Cube, Eva Longoria.
Someone.
I don't know what is this movie, man. Like this movie, it looks like a sci-fi movie. Remember, like back in the day, I don't know if you've seen them, but like on the Sci-Fi Channel, yeah, a sci-fi original movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did like a Mothman movie and a movie about the Phantom character.
Oh, you're right.
And it was like the early 2000s, and it's like recognizable things, but they put like their own spin on it. It's like it was kind of weird. That's what it looks like. This looks like sci-fi original War of the Worlds.
It does.
Ice Cube for some reason.
It does. Do you? Because then Sci-Fi was behind Sharknado, wasn't it?
Were they?
Oh,
I can see it.
All right, here we go.
I haven't seen any of the Sharknado movies.
You're missing an American classic, my friend. You're missing what we went to film school for. 2013. I want to say it was a sci-fi movie. Yeah, it sure was. Sci-Fi and the Asylum. There you go. I should have known. That makes sense.
Asylum makes sense.
The Asylum.
Asylum definitely makes sense. They be putting out some wacky movies, man.
What's so funny?
Damn, sci-fi. Wow,
sci-fi,
I'm surprised at the sci-fi part.
When I started working at Paramount years ago,
crazy.
They acquired so much content from the Asylum. I said, "What is this?" I kind of felt offended how bad these movies were. Where I was like, "Excuse me."
There's some wild shit out there, ain't it?
It's some really wild shit. I'm like, what? Like they made one little movie, Sharknado. They go, "Hey, we can make Abraham Lincoln versus zombies, or we can make anything, all this kind of crap." You're just like transmorphers, not even transformers, transmorphers. Like what is this?
They did with it was like Sherlock Holmes fights dinosaurs or some shit.
Yeah,
like they were robot dinosaurs. It was crazy.
Yeah, Titanic 2, the long-awaited sequel everyone waiting for.
Oh, that was them.
Titanic 2, directed by the amazing Shan Van Dyke. Who?
I'm about to say I don't recognize that.
Who? Yeah. Well,
Titanic 2.
Yeah,
That's first off, it can't technically be considered. It can't technically be considered a sequel, right?
I would really hope not.
Because it's a different company too.
I would
Like
really
that
hope
would
not.
mean they literally just. That's like calling Batman Begins 2, but it's like the first movie that y'all did.
Batman Begins with a Z. 2 T's. Bats.
Oh my
man.
God.
So you don't get sued.
With the hyphen.
What? Yeah, the hyphen. Yeah, the hyphen.
Instead
exactly.
of Q, instead of 2, it's squared.
Well, I'm glad Moses is in here because I know he would not like us making fun of the asylum.
Nah, he was probably loving them.
I'm kidding, but we are not. Again, we're also not endorsed by the asylum, ladies and gentlemen. But again, you all are here on this great.
But
podcast.
if we were,
you're right.
We would let you know. If we were, we would let you know.
We
wouldn't tell you straight up, but there would be signs.
We would proudly, and not so emphasis on proudly admit you to the asylum. These jokes by themselves, guys. Come on now. But no, welcome to the podcast.
It's too easy.
It's too easy. If you're new to the show, welcome to the podcast. We don't start off the show with talking about the asylum, but for you, we do now. But if you are returning back to the podcast, welcome back. We are so glad you're here for seconds, thirds, fourths, or fifths. Again, this is episode number 83. Nick, we are 17 away from the big 100, my friend. We're this close.
Man, we got to do something specific for the 100.
I like that.
The question is what?
Time to put our brainstorming caps on, and get the whiteboard out and started doing the drawing and everything, the circling.
The fucking red strings everywhere, like the Oppenheimer equations on the board. Play the Oppenheimer, scoring the.
Oh boy! Yeah, no, you're supposed to get it too. Oh man, but no, we definitely do. But thank you all for joining this week. Housekeeping per usual. You can find this show on your favorite podcast platform, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, again, your favorite podcast platform of choice. You can also see our beautiful faces on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Midway Avenue Production. Get the video element of the show. Whether you're on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, subscribe, rate. Don't be shy. Please hit that follow button. Subscribe. We want to hear from you all. Again, your feedback really, truly means the world to us. Man, Nick, we are 2 away, man, from 800 subs on YouTube. We are 798. And big part of that is, you want to take a guess? We had a kind of a random resurgence back of, we've been having growth a lot this summer, but.
Let me take a guess. I got you.
Go ahead.
It's got to be the Expendables 4 out of theater reaction.
Yes, sir. You won. You won tonight's trivia.
Am I right?
You won.
I'm right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
See what's funny? I haven't checked that. I haven't checked that in a while. And the last time I checked, I forgot what it was at. I want to say it was like 136. Oh no, sorry, 136,000. 136,000. I don't know when you checked last, but we are currently at 148,000 views.
Let me actually check right now.
And I was like,
wait, no, you already said it's 100. We're at 108,000.
148,000 views on this video. I haven't checked in a while. I haven't checked in a while, but I saw our numbers go up, and I said,
that's what it was. You're saying that's what the last time you checked?
No. So last time I checked, before checking today, it was 136,000. I was like, that's pretty cool, because it seemed
got you.
We kind of peaked. We kind of peaked at 136, 135, and I said, that's cool. Hey, listen, we got well more than we deserved for that video. I'm fine with that. And then I checked today when I was editing something this morning before work, and we are at 148,331. And so thanks to that, we just got some amazing viewers on the way. So thank you all for finding us from that video. Like, that seems to be the video.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
It's the video. It's a video that's been making
We owe our
a name.
success to you.
Yeah, it's a video that has been making a name for ourselves. Not us being at South by Southwest, not going to this screening or this event or this amazing show we do. A random Tuesday night screening, September of 2023. Expendables 4 reaction got us to where we are and where we're going. Oh man. Oh, well, thank you all for helping us get that video to where it is today, and to get us to where we are right now with our viewership. Thank you all. Again, we still have our ongoing goal of 200 Apple Podcast ratings. We kind of want to have it at the end of the year. Go ahead, Nick.
No, sorry. Your okay. Your image was frozen for a little bit, but it's coming in again. You straight. It's a smidge choppy, but it's just the bandwidth. But we're good. I don't know.
No, good call. No, sorry. For everyone, fair warning. No, you're good. Fair warning. Verizon's having some internet issues with my area, so if you see a lag or a choppy delay in the thing, please blame it on me. It's not Nick's fault. It is definitely Verizon's outage in my area. So,
it's just someone at Verizon messed up, I guess. I don't know.
They said, "Oh, you're recording tonight? That's too bad." But we also
get outage.
Yeah, right. Fantastic for my ass. But we do have our ongoing goal of 200 ratings on Apple Podcasts, and again, helping us get to 1,000 subs. You know, the summer ain't over yet. 1,000 subs on YouTube, that would really help us out tremendously. Like I said, I always say it helps us get more viewership in terms of sponsorship, potential sponsorship, as well as coverage for stuff like South by Southwest and festivals and more screenings, whatever. So when we say your feedback and support means the world to us, we really mean that, because it helps us get to where we need to be, where we want to be. And again, you are definitely part of this community and this show, just as much as we are. So thank you all for all the love we've been getting over the years. Again, we are still getting started. We have so much more to go and want to accomplish. But thank you for really all the support you give us. It truly means the world to us. So thank you again. All right, excuse me. All right, Nick. A little indie film came out this weekend called Fantastic Four. A little indie asylum film. The Fantastic Four.
I may have heard of that one. It sounds kind of familiar.
This is the one that the asylum is. This is the one that is going up against Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. Like this is the one that's gonna make it or break it right now. And I'm talking about Fantastic Four First Steps. It is Marvel, the MCU's really first attempt with the Fantastic Four, now having the rights. Yep. Having the rights now from from Fox. That's the asylum. And this is correct me if I'm wrong, this is the fourth iteration, right? Are we counting the one before 05?
Yeah, we I think we should, because that one I think was like, no, yeah, because it was Fox, but they basically made that movie just to maintain the rights. They didn't even plan on releasing it, and then they did not release it, but they didn't tell any of the actors, I guess.
Okay.
So all of the actors are like actually trying to make a good movie, but for Fox it was just like, now we just technically have to make a movie, which we technically did, but we don't have to actually release it. And then that was, I think, 94, 95, and then 05, the 05 movie came out, then 07, 15, 25.
So wow, it's been, yeah, you're right. We have a Fantastic Four movie every 10 years now. So 2005, 2015, 2025. So wow, that's funny how that worked out.
It's funny how it plays out, huh?
Yeah, it's how there's got to be some kind of hidden meaning of that. But let's get into this review. Full warning, everybody. We're going to do non-spoiler in the front. We're going to do spoiler in the back. So we'll give you the spoiler warning when it's time. But for right now, we're going to keep it non-spoiler because the movie's been out for a week. So we'll start off with that. The Fantastic Four. Is, again, like I said, is the asylum movie that we're all waiting for. No, I'm totally kidding. Fantastic Four First Steps. Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and The Thing face their most daunting challenge yet as they defend Earth from Galactus and Silver Surfer. Nick, as always, because you are the Marvel and DC expert that we strive and so hope to be one day, what was your thoughts on the Fantastic Four First Steps?
So overall, I liked the movie. I enjoyed the retro futuristic vibes of it. I liked I thought the family dynamic was fine. Um I like that they ooh, I can't say that yet. That's all I'm gonna say for right now. That's all I'm gonna say for right now, I think.
Oh, come on. Yeah, a few more things, not spoilery. I know you do.
Well, okay, so not spoilery. I'll say. Well, dang.
Base surface level stuff. Surface level stuff you can think of.
Surface level stuff. Like it was cool. I liked it. I liked. They. I'll say this. They had certain references I thought were cool, but it's just overall, like, as cool as it was, I feel like they could have went a little bit further with what they did. You know, it felt like it was just it felt a little bit surface level to me. You know, and when we get into the spoilers, I'll break it down a little bit more. But trying to think, like, so like Silver Surfer's in it, right? Like, she was cool in the movie, but like she didn't make much of an impression on me, if that makes sense. And I after I saw the movie, I went back and I rewatched Rise of the Silver Surfer from '07. And generally, like, I shit you not, that movie I just generally think is kind of weak. And then I saw and this is not a dig at First Steps, but I saw First Steps, and then later on, I rewatched Rise of the Silver Surfer, and I'm like there's just certain aspects of Rise of the Silver Surfer that, like, I mean, damn, like they're just cooler in that movie than in this one. Like, without like really getting into spoilers, the two Silver Surfers is like a really big example of that. Like the Shia LaBeouf Silver Surfer, it was cool seeing her be. For me, I like seeing her, like, mostly because it's okay, but it's a different Silver Surfer, and visually she looks cool. She looks really cool, and I liked how they did the like the silver, like, it's reflective and stuff, but there's still like little like hints of like tech, like maybe even like scraping, which is kind of interesting. But the Doug Jones slash Lawrence Fishburne Silver Surfer in Rise of the Silver Surfer, like, just he was doing more like cool shit. Like, it was kind of like, you know, if you've seen the movie, he was like, you know, phasing through objects. He was like fucking he caught a missile with his board, but the missile like disappeared. You know, he had just dope yet minimal dialogue, and he was doing like weird shit, like creating fucking craters in the ground and draining oceans and shit like that. It was just kind of like, yo, what is this dude on, bro? And he was kind of like, even the scene with where he's fighting Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, after the wedding, like, that was easy shit to the Silver Surfer, man. Like, like at the end, when he caught Human Torch by the neck, yeah, right there, then he just fucking flew him up, dog, and then just dropped him. Like, that's like, she wasn't really moving like that in this movie, you know. So yeah, like Pedro Pascal, I thought he was cool, but again, it's like it didn't like super feel like Reed to me. And it kind of was like that with the whole cast, to be honest, where it's like on paper I can see this working, but it doesn't really feel like y'all are doing much with it right now.
Interesting.
I liked it though.
D minus.
You feel me?
Give it a D.
I know. D minus, but it was really enjoyable for me personally. I I loved it a lot. Like the visuals are cool for sure. Like I like the suits, you know, I like that they got the blue and the white. The car looks cool. The city looks cool. But but yeah, it was just like because even like again, no spoilers, but like how it ended, I was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling that. Y'all didn't take it there. Y'all not taking risks. That's what we were talking about earlier, Doug. Y'all ain't taking risks no more, man.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I'm to go
I
off.
need the risk.
You know what's funny? You kind of sound like me after they're seen together. You seem kind of. I mean, I know probably because it's not spoil the review.
No, after together, you were like, "Yo, I don't know what to think about this movie. I kind of don't have nothing to say." I'm like, "Nah, bro, I got shit to say."
Yeah. So
see, like, I don't like this image right here.
This PS2 cover. You don't like this?
Yeah,
because
like it's like when. That's like when you look at it. Okay, bet it's the Fantastic Four. They're doing some action shifts, flying towards the camera, and it's Galactus in the background. Like Galactus looks dope. He looks very imposing. But it's like I get why, Silver Surfer, Human Torch, and like maybe Sue Storm are up here in the fucking air. What the fuck? How the hell did Reed and the Thing get up here, bro? And Herbie.
Herbie's just chilling.
I don't know. I'm like, did all of y'all just fucking jump or some shit?
All right, guys, on 4. No, wait.
It's just a nitpick, to be honest.
No, but that's the thing, though. I think a lot of people. I think that's part of our show. Our show, we find things that we do pick out flaws that, again, I think that we kind of like we can't really oversee. I think it's why we go in so much detail in our show. I'm trying to find a picture of the one I can put up. This one, but like here, I'll post one again. To go off of you. You might have heard me you might have heard me say this on the show this summer. I was not hyped for this movie at all. I really wasn't. I was kind of like, I don't really care. I was like, listen, I didn't care for the 2015 one, though. I know you and I are probably the only two that were hyped for that movie, and that turned out to be complete dog shit.
That shit broke my heart.
You and I both, man. My story is that someone throwing a shoe at a screening, and I've never seen people boo at a free screening before in my life. And that was going on 10 years now. But this one, I thought the trailers looked bad. I thought the marketing looked good. I've had a really kind of a questionable decision on all the cast. I said I don't know. I think I get Vanessa Kirby. I was like, Vanessa Kirby's probably the only one I was like, oh yeah, for sure. As a fan of Edmund Bacharach, I was like from the Bear. I was like, okay. Joseph Quinn, I think I was cool with, but I was like, all right, well, he's got to show me why he's gonna be Human Torch and Johnny Storm. Excuse me. But my big thing was that Pedro Pascal seemed like stunt casting. It was like, who's hot right now? Let's put him in this. And, it's kind of like that thing with acting is that you want to do as much as you can when you're in the limelight and spotlight. But at a point too, you don't want to be that guy that's in everything where it's like, oh, it's him again. I think back to like the 90s and 2000s. I mean, the 4 big names to me were Denzel, Will Smith. 5 actually. The big 5 to me were Denzel, Will Smith, Tom Hanks, Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler. I feel like back then, like those 5, they could make a movie every year and it would be gold. It would just be like, yo, like, it's cool. But they put a lot of stuff, but they weren't doing 2 or 3 or 4 movies a year. You gotta know when to be like, hey, I'm gonna pick and choose wisely. And I think Pedro Pascal, phenomenal actor, I feel like he's just kind of saying yes to everything because maybe he knows like this will end one day. But also too, man, I feel like I still want to see again. Vanessa Kirby's not a household name. Joseph Quinn not a household name. Eben Moss background not a household name. I think a lot of people now know who Pedro Pascal is because of Mandalorian, and then Wonder Woman and Last of Us now. Maybe not so Wonder Woman, but definitely Last of Us and Mandalorian. I still feel like it was like, okay, who's hot right now? But go back to like, people who maybe need a shot of being, a star. I have the same issue with Dr. Doom and Downey Jr. I'm like, RDJ is a phenomenal actor, but that came like stunt casting. Like, let's get a guy to play Iron Man to be Dr. Doom. And I'm like, well, other actors that could have used that.
A little bit.
Like Cillian Murphy would have been cool Dr. Doom. Like, I just feel like.
Oh, that would have been fantastic. Luke Evans.
Yeah, see, like. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of options, and I feel like it's just stunt casting. But with that said, I went in with this kind of like, I'm not gonna like this. I don't really care, honestly. But I was hearing good things about it from people that we like, that we admire, and we watch on YouTube, and being part of this reviewer circle now. And I was kind of like, all right, I'm a little bit more intrigued now. I gotta say, I had a good time with this movie. I really did, and I really went in with a really kind of low, again, little to none expectations whatsoever, and I had a good time with it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It is probably, I would say, it's probably the easy. It's not hard to say. I mean, surprise, surprise. It is definitely the best F4 film we've gotten. Not saying much because there's been some, again, not so good ones before this one. With that said, though, I had a fun time. It felt like a summer popcorn flick. Like, it was a fun summer movie to watch at the theaters. With that said, though, before we do our spoilers, I'll piggyback what you said. If this movie kind of felt dry at times, it felt dry, meaning that, for a Marvel film, there was humor, but it wasn't the same level of humor we've seen before. Not saying that's a bad thing, but I think the F4 should be your characters that have, if not the most humor, a ton of humor, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because there should be always like a lighthearted quality to it, because they're a family at the end of the day. So there's always going to be that repertoire.
Yeah,
I don't know, but there's always going to be that dynamic where, like, no matter what, they're always going to be kind of like joking around with each other. Kind of like The Incredibles, which is ironic because The Incredibles was based off the Fantastic Four. But in The Incredibles, like, the serious moments were serious, the lighthearted moments were lighthearted, the fun moments were fun. But there was a solid balance between all of them. You understand? So it's like you always got to apply that to the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And
yeah. I'm with you on that 100%. The balance is very important with these characters especially. But I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't impressed. I was like, I still had my kind of like, to your point, nitpicks and notes about it. But I walked out feeling joyful. I walked out feeling like, oh, I had a good time with this one, because I was really prepared to be like, this is gonna be ass. Like, I don't really care no more. Like, I'm kind of checked out. And I did left feeling like, wow, I was kind of proven wrong again. I think everyone kind of surprised me. Pedro Pascal definitely, I'm not saying he won me over, but he definitely worked, I think, a bit better than how I kind of like thought he was going to work. I do think in terms of, I think Vanessa Kirby to me still seemed the most well cast. Evan Moss Bacharach, I still think he should have had more of a, hey, kind of like the raspier, kind of like more rough and tough kind of voice.
Yeah, like some more like gruffness to him.
Yeah, because the way he was talking, I was like, oh, he's just the character from The Bear. Where I was like, oh, all right. And I was like, oh, he's
I'm gonna just add a little bit more garlic to it, cousin.
Yeah, whenever he was talking, I said, I'm just seeing cousin from Bear, from The Bear. And Joseph Quinn, I thought Joseph Quinn was a good cast of Johnny Storm. However, I feel like, what's the right word? Not they nerfed him, but like they pulled back a lot on him, where he was still kind of like
he didn't really like do nothing.
Yeah, right. Where I'm not saying he has to be a womanizer, but like, he's kind of that cool kid. Like, like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, I got all the sponsorships and stuff.
In this movie, he was just kind of like, this movie, he was just the kid of the group. He was just the shy kid that kind of is like, I just want to be in the corner, go to space, and, and then da-da-da-da. But yeah, like, I'll wait for the spoiler section.
Yeah, so another thing too, I thought Giacchino's score was very whimsical and very hopeful. Giacchino has done the scores now for stuff from the Spider-Man trilogy with Tom Holland, J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. He did Doctor Strange. He's done the Batman. Up, my favorite score of his is Up. Ratatouille is his. Like, I think he's probably one of the most underrated composers ever. I think he's I've a Spotify list of music from movies. I would say half of it is probably music from his movies, from Star Trek to Spider-Man to Up, whatever. And Matt Shakman, I thought definitely I think Matt Shakman, compared to the writing, I think Matt Shakman as a director knew his vision for this. With that said, though, I think Matt Shakman, again, I also like the guy a lot. I think his story, I think this also was probably his first movie. I want to say he's been a TV director for. I mean, you go to his IMDb. This guy has done literally every TV show you can think of. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I want to say he did. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, the guy's IMDb is like absurd. I mean, and good for him because he's been working for so long. He did WandaVision, he did Game of Thrones, The Great. I mean, you name. I mean, The Boys was one. He did The Boys. He did Billions. He's done The Good Wife. He's done. I mean, Heroes Reborn, Revenge, Psych, Mad Men, New Girl, Raising Hope, House, Happy Endings, Chuck, Weeds, Brother and Sister, Ugly Betty. Everybody Hates Chris. I mean, the guy has done literally, I think, every TV show you can think of, and I kind of respect that. Like, this was his movie debut. Like, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool that he's never directed a film. I mean, WandaVision kind of felt like a little movie because he did all the episodes. But with that said, though, I commend the guy for saying, wow, you've done all these TV shows and you waited for the right thing to do a movie, and your first film was Fantastic Four. But again, it wasn't like you were doing a couple music videos and you did a movie. The guy's been working as a director for so long. So, I mean, as a TV director, so like, he's definitely put in the work to get to a point like this. And I thought his direction was definitely strong. With that said, though, and then I'll get this into our spoiler discussion. I think at the same time, it's kind of felt like anyone could have made this movie. You know, like, it could have been, Matthew Vaughn did this movie. Matthew Vaughn has a taste, as a style, but like, the direction even though it was strong and solid, there wasn't a distinct voice for it. That makes sense. Like, Jon Favreau could have made this movie. You know, Gavin O'Connor could have made this movie. It's like, you know, no offense to those gentlemen, they're all great filmmakers, but you know, when you see a Ryan Coogler movie, you know it's Ryan Coogler movie. You see a Spielberg movie, you know it's Spielberg. You see J.J. Abrams movie, you see the J.J. Abrams kind of the lens flares for all we know. You know, like you see Chaz Stileski, David Leitch. I feel like you definitely know these guys, these filmmaker styles. I'm trying to think. Greta Gerwig has a style to her thing. Spike Lee has a style to his filmmaking. Tarantino, Nolan, Denis, like a lot of these directors. I think directors like Matt Shackman, who have a vision, who are hungry to tell good stories. Sometimes when you're doing something like this, you can't really tell who's in charge. Is it him, or is it Kevin Feige and company? Is it more like quote unquote corporate decision? If that makes sense.
No, I see what you're saying.
But with that said, though, I think as someone who's kind of like, I don't know about this and whatever, I was proven wrong. I had a fun time with the movie. It's colorful, it's whimsical, it's fun. You know, it's an hour 55. It definitely goes by pretty quick for the most part. But again, as someone who really was not looking forward to this, when I was kind of like not even in our top 10 of the year that we're looking forward to back with our list back in beginning of this year. Even last year when they announced like on Valentine's Day the cast, I was like, I don't really care. I think even after John Watts left, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't, whatever. But I was proven wrong. I was proven wrong. I was, you know what? I had a good time with this. I like that it was contained. It being contained, I thought definitely served its purpose. Where it was, it's an Earth 8, whatever the Earth it was. It didn't feel. It
was like 828.
828. Yeah, it didn't feel like it wasn't reliant on. To me, it kind of had a good thing of what the first Guardians was that like, yes, there's stones involved in here and there, but the first Guardians could definitely act on its own. This one can definitely act on its own, for the most part. And so I definitely appreciated that, where like it wasn't like, when Captain America did this and this, whatever. It was like, well, no, because this movie is its own universe, and it's a standalone film that will have a impact later on in the MCU. With that said, going to spoilers now. Hold up. Let me pull it up. Spoiler warning. That's the wrong thing. Don't spoil yourself, folks. Spoiler warning. Dun, dun, dun. All right, everyone knows now. This is the spoiler warning. So you haven't seen Fantastic Four First Steps, go out and see it, and come back to this part of the review. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Nick. Spoiler territory. What's your thoughts?
All right. So, spoiler territory. Like I'll start off with Galactus. It was cool seeing a more comics accurate Galactus. I like Ralph Ineson as Galactus a lot. He certainly has a voice for it, but y'all didn't do like shit with him, bro. Like he was just kind of there. So even how he went out was very underwhelming because it was just we just got to push him through this hole, and it just felt very anticlimactic. Like that's how y'all defeat Galactus in this movie. And even like as I was watching it, it felt like it was just a rehash of Rise of the Silver Surfer in some aspects. And it's like it's ironic because I've been saying like, yo, this is how they should have done Rise of the Silver Surfer, or like this is how it looks based on the trailers. But watching it, I'm like, nah, this is like the same shit. Like y'all are kind of like living your guys' lives and like being happy. Different stages of marriage. And so in Rise of the Silver Surfer, they were married. In this one, they're just having. So it's like important like family slash future moments happen pretty close to the beginning of it, and then Silver Surfer pops up out of nowhere. The Human Torch chases the Silver Surfer. They have a little like whatever, and then it kind of fucks with the Human Torch for like the rest of the movie in some capacity. And then Sue dies at the end, and then is somehow brought back to life. And then Galactus and the Silver Surfer both go away. They're both defeated or whatever. That was both of these movies, bro. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not. You're not.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not.
But like it was still a fun movie, but it felt kind of, very surface level. Like it felt like, okay, I'm watching Pedro Pascal act as Reed Richards because he was talking more mathematically. Like he had some good lines for sure. Like when he was talking to the baby, like I hope, most fathers like want their kids to be like them. I hope you're not like me because there's something like wrong with me or whatever. And I like the line that he had where he was saying like I have to think about the about like the potential ugly outcomes or whatever because I need to know what to be prepared for. So I have to consider the worst in order to prepare for the absolute worst. So I like that. But yeah, it didn't really feel like Reed to me. Vanessa Kirby, like everybody was fine in these roles, but it didn't feel like the character. I guess like Vanessa Kirby, she was fine as the Invisible Woman, but she didn't like blow my socks off. Evan, is it Evan or Eben Moss-Baccarat?
Eben with a B.
Okay, I apologize. So Eben Moss-Baccarat, like he was cool as the Thing, but it's like he was just kind of a guy that was made out of rocks. You know what I mean? Like the Thing. I like how Michael Chiklis was doing. You know what I mean? Like he was just like some dude. Oh man, I need to add a little bit of zing to it. I'm like sure, I guess, but like they I liked when the Thing was like a gruff dude, kind of like talking in slang and like it's clobberin time and like just kind of not like an asshole, but like maybe like he has like a little chip on his shoulder, no pun intended, but like like maybe he's just like a little grumpy sometimes because the Human just keeps like fucking with him and pranking him. I kind of wanted to see that. And me over to Human Torch, like John, what's his name? Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn, yes sir.
Okay, gotcha. I apologize again. But yeah, Joseph Quinn as a Human Torch, like he was fine. He was cool in the role, but it didn't really feel like it was Johnny Storm to me. It just because like everything that kind of makes him Johnny Storm just wasn't really in the movie. Like he's not a ladies' man. I'm not part of my language when I say this. I'm saying he needs to be like fucking everybody, but typically like
he's cool.
He is you know what I mean? Like he is the type to like he's a cool dude. He's smooth with it. You know what I'm saying? He got game. But in this one, he's all shy and just kind of like, well, I just want to go to space. And then like he deciphers the language. Like I was kind of like, he deciphered the fucking language. Now I'm not saying Johnny's not intelligent. You got to be because he's an astronaut, right? You got to be like intelligent and like know how to do shit in order to be in that position. But at the same time, it's like it just feels like y'all had to give him something to do.
Yeah.
Because other than deciphering the language, what was his role in the movie? You know what I mean? Like there wasn't really anything there. Going back to the thing, like I'll give him this. Like I like that they showed that he was a pilot. I don't think I really saw that in the other movies.
Yes.
So like this was cool, but and you know like he had the beard, which visually it's kind of cool, but also in the comics, like it took him like hundreds of years, I think, to actually grow a rock beard. So in this one, it's like they just kind of like, yeah, let's just give him a beard real quick. I'm like, oh man, because even in the
like
story
that.
where, at least the story that I saw, where he had the beard, it was an emotional story because they had it where like I think like once a year they could like reverse his rock form so he could be human again. But like that one, and I might be misremembering some of it, so bear with me. But like the one day where he like doesn't have his powers or whatever is the only day he actually ages. So for every like 1 year of his life, he's aging like one day. So he lives like thousands of years into the future. He outlives all of the Fantastic Four, and like that's when he has the beard. Cause like he's the 1,000 years old, so he's kind of like I miss my friends, but now I'm like teaching like this new generation of heroes or whatever. But it was like tragic. But here's just like yeah, let's just give him a beard real quick. And it's like I don't really like that. And then again, even with Galactus, when they were in his ship and you saw how massive it was, like that was cool. When they were trying to run away from the Silver Surfer and they went into warp and she went into warp, I thought that was really cool.
Very
I like
Interstellar.
that the very Interstellar, yeah. And whenever we try to shoot the lasers at her, the lasers would curve. I'm like, no, that's okay, that's dope, that's dope. I'll fuck with it. And then they were talking about Galactus later on, and he was saying like, based on my samples, he predates this universe. I feel like that should have been, or at least I would have liked for that to be a bigger deal because they just kind of sped past it. Galactus wasn't really in the movie like that. I felt like he got defeated way too easily. So if it just felt anticlimactic overall. And I rewatched Rise of the Silver Surfer yesterday, and all of the Silver Surfer scenes, like them shits went hard, bro. Like because it was the shit that he was doing on his board, and how he was handling everybody. It was just kind of like, yo, he's a bad motherfucker, bro, and like by himself too. And first steps, like it was just kind of like I don't remember anything particularly interesting she really did. She was there and like she was cool and everything, but again, the Doug Jones one, like this dude was kind of like standing up or like doing like I don't know, like with the scene where he was in the that tunnel and it was like he was coming this way, like the bus was coming this way, so then he just leans all the way forward on his toes and then just glides through like that shit was clean. And then like he goes underneath upside down, looks at no, yeah, because that's how it started. Underneath upside down, looks at Johnny, like he's straight chilling, and then he just kind of slowly rises up, and then he's on his toes, and then moves through. Like she wasn't moving like that, man.
That was
like
cool.
later on, he's in the forest. Like first off, when he was in the forest, he had such strong aura. The trees were bending out of his way. That's the type of Silver Surfer this dude was, man. Like when he was in that same forest and like someone shot a missile at him, lifts up, he uses his board shield, the missile disappears into the board. Like he was moving crazy. She wasn't doing none of that, man. And it just I wasn't really it was just certain things were lacking in this movie. Like Franklin was cool. Or it was cool that they had Franklin, but now I'm kind of like, well, where's Valeria Richards? Is she gonna come in later on, or is it just gonna be Franklin? And that end credit scene. First off, both of them end credit scenes was a little bit underwhelming. I'm not gonna say they were whack, but the Doctor Doom one, where it's like underwhelming because we already know that Doctor Doom. We already knew that Doctor Doom was gonna be in this movie. We already know that Doctor Doom is going to be the main villain moving forward. We already know that Doctor Doom is going to be played by Robert Downey Jr. So why only hint at Doctor Doom in such a way? Like I'm like, even if it is just like a 10-second, 20-second, 30-second tease, I'm like, you do more than that. Just me being greedy. But I'm like, no, like I want like just get like I want to see like a quick glimpse of the suit or like Robert Downey Jr. in the hood or whatever. Like just seeing the back of the hood. It would have been something if us Marvel as the audiences, we just never knew that Doctor Doom was gonna be a part of it or something, or like we never knew how he would be a part of it. Like imagine if instead of revealing that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doctor Doom, like way back when they did it, they just kind of talked about something else or talked about like anything else minus that. And then we just that way, like moving forward, we know that it's the Fantastic Four movie's coming out and maybe Doctor Doom is going to be in it, but they're really just saying that it's going to be Galactus and Silver Surfer. Okay, let's go with it. And then we see the movie and then we see this end credit scene and we see that it's like it's Doctor Doom. Then it would be like, holy shit, who's gonna be Doctor Doom? Holy shit, I can't wait to see Doctor Doom. What kind of stories are they gonna do Doctor Doom? They didn't do none of that, so it feels just kind of like, okay, you just kind of showing us some shit that we knew, but acting like it's like brand new news to us. It's not. We've been knowing this.
And the rumor is that the Russos directed that post-credit scene too.
I could have directed that post-credit scene.
100%, 100%, bro. 100%.
No disrespect, but low key, like, hey, okay, so, okay, kid, when he kneels down, just raise your hand at him. You just don't look at the camera. Okay,
hold your mask this way.
Action.
Yeah. yeah, man.
Angle your mask towards the camera, but hold it down too low to see the full thing.
And that's how I kind of felt about. I gotta be honest, these last couple Marvel movies, I'm not gonna put Deadpool Wolverine in there, not really. But
Deadpool Wolverine was fire.
No. The hate for that movie now is crazy to me. The hate for that movie, No Way Home. People love it when it came out and they go, "Oh, movie's kind of mid." It's like, kiss my ass. Y'all were hyped this movie up when it came out.
Why is there hate for it? Is it because of the Blake Lively Ryan Reynolds thing?
It's not so much of that. It's for some reason it's cool to hate on a movie that people love. Like when No Way Home came out, everyone, their mom was like, "Oh my god!" And then, sure enough, film Twitter is Galactus's ass, if you ask me, because you go up there, you're full of yourself. It's a dark void, and you're full of yourself. And No Way Home has this thing where No Way Home came out, everyone loved this movie. Then months later, oh, it's mid, it's fucking, it's fan service. I'm like, man, kiss my ass. But to be fair, everyone has to tell their own opinion.
Yeah, it's fan service of a fucking trilogy.
But it's just
that's true. Touche. Thank you for that.
Tell their opinion, but at the same time, it's like I feel like people like it's cool to hate on a movie after it's done so well, and it's like, well, people like it, and you and I are very proud, and Moses too, big fans of both No Way Home and Deadpool Wolverine. I feel like though these past few movies. These last three, this Thunderbolts and Captain America, Brave New World, and I think before that was what before Deadpool Wolverine, Marvels and Quantumania. It just feels like, to your point, as you say, copy and paste. Like I don't feel like there's a director behind this. When you see a Guardians movie, you know it's James Gunn. You feel James Gunn. You know.
Yeah, there's not really a spark like that anymore.
No, I didn't feel that way with even Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Oh, Sam Raimi did that. Did he? There was some Sam Raimi stuff.
Yeah, it did exactly. It didn't feel like Sam Raimi directed. It just felt like, hey man, throw these little nods to Raimi up in there. Like it just like if you're gonna get, first off, if you're gonna hire someone to do a job, you gotta let them do the job. Especially with film, like bro, you're telling me you got Sam Raimi to direct a Doctor Strange movie. That movie should have been fucking fire. And also, even that's bullshit because Derrickson was gonna come back and he's like, this is gonna be a Marvel horror movie. Yeah. Again, I'm like, y'all ordered this because y'all are taking risks, something differently. A Marvel horror movie, very cool. But then y'all take and then replace him with another horror director. Sam Raimi. So I'm just kind of like, what's the point of that? But it just kind of, I think you had mentioned earlier, it's like, I feel like it kind of goes to the point, or goes to show like Feige wants everything in the MCU to be like a very specific type of way, which I get. It makes sense, sure. But at the same time, sometimes I wish that he would take a little bit more risks with some stuff. Because I think had Derrickson done Doctor Strange, especially if they just let him do like his own thing,
yeah,
I'm always gonna advocate for that. But like that would have been crazy. That would have been because especially with when you see what he's doing with like the Black Phone and damn it. You know who should have directed this movie? Slight tangent. Who should direct a fucking Fantastic Four Silver Surfer movie? Scott Derrickson.
Yeah, I could have seen that. I could have seen that. That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
I say that because of the movie he did, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew.
Yeah,
it.
you treat it like that, then it's kind of like a space horror movie.
I knew. I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been fire. That would have been fire. No disrespect to Shackman, but it's like it didn't. It kind of lacked a certain like pop to it. You know what I mean? Like it didn't. It was just like like I want more. You didn't quite take it there.
Yeah, that'll give you that. I will definitely give you because I feel like when the movie ended, I was like, even though I was like, oh wow, I again having no expectations to this, I was like, oh well, actually had a good time with this, but I still felt hungry. Where I was like, I wasn't completely full. Where I was like, I could have used a bit more, or maybe just a few more minutes, whatever. And also too, there was a lot of stuff that was not in the trailer. There was the scene with John Malkovich's
whole story.
Was that?
I said with John Malkovich's whole story, they cut like all of his shit.
They
gave him a nod in the cartoon at the end of the movie, though.
They got rid of the game show with Ben on the game show.
Oh yeah, that dating game show.
Something else. There's a scene where Vanessa Kirby kind of like she's kind of like squatting, and then she kind of like rises up, kind of like a shock on her face. There was something else too. There's a few other things.
Oh, she's like looking at the planet explode or something.
Something like that, yeah. And there were some things where it was like, some of the stuff in the marketing wasn't there. A few other things too. I don't know. There were some things where I was like, oh, that would have been cool to see a little bit more of. Excuse me.
I think there was a line missing from Reed. Like I stretched the boundaries of space and time, but they heard back. It was something like that.
And there was that. Thank you. That was what I'm looking for. And there's a scene where Johnny kind of does this kind of cool thing, kind of like goes up, and that's kind of cut out too. There's a certain scene. There was this scene, and then there it is. That right there. That scene right there. That scene is not in the movie. Was kind of like a really cool shot of him kind of like going up.
Oh damn, yeah.
And then there was something else too. There was another thing too, and then there was some like set photos of Ben that an actual like thing like costume was on set, practical, that wasn't on set. I don't know, man. I'm with you. As much as I did enjoy this movie a lot, I just felt like I was like I haven't been fulfilled with these last couple Marvel movies where I was like, I mean, Deadpool aside. When you and I saw Captain America, it was cool. Thunderbolts, all right. It was good. But I haven't been like, oh man, like, whoa. And
I haven't been like losing our shit over a movie yet.
No, man. And we had this in the pre-show before we started recording. I was like, I feel like, I don't know, man. Maybe because I think because it's just like I've been disappointed now for a little bit, or maybe I'm kind of just like. I haven't been moved the way I think we used to be moved with these movies, Endgame and prior. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm losing my excitement for these movies, and I'm not saying superhero movie fatigue. No. I'm not. I don't want to use that word, but I'm finding myself lose the excitement of these movies a bit more as time goes on. Superman. I think I was more looking forward to Superman than I was looking forward to Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts and Captain America combined. It was crazy too. I remember we did our top 10 like looking forward to the most this year back in January. You and I both had Superman on. We didn't have any Marvel movies on our list.
Damn.
And there's 3 of them this year.
I mean, that's damn. No movies. That's kind of wild. Obviously, I would have Superman on my list, but damn, no Marvel movies.
I know we'll have 2. I'm a bit of a tease. I bet you next year when we do our list for next year, come end of the year, we do our list for 2026. I think we're both going to put. I'm speaking for Moses too, but I definitely think we're going to put Spider-Man on there, and I think we'll probably put Doomsday on there.
Oh hell yeah!
Like I think we will, but something tells me too, Nick. This is me kind of, again. I'm trying to be positive, but something kind of worries me too is that the amount of money that they're spending on Doomsday and the rumors of like script changes, still finishing the script, whatever, kind of inputting things in. To your point about the whole Mad Libs almost. And then Kevin Feige says, "Oh, we don't film without a script." You did it with Iron Man, and you're doing one with this one apparently too. And bring it back, bring it back. Like
you need because Iron Man didn't have a finished script while they were filming, but I feel like any other time, at least I'm just assuming the majority of the other movies that the MCU has made, like all of those scripts were finished too, right? Because I know that they're like always changing shit.
Yeah,
maybe that's what he means. Like, because I know shit like Star Wars like reshoots, shit being cut out, like shit being like changed and added and taken out and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, damn, that's got to be exhausting to work at Marvel, low key. Well, because like these actors low key be filming like a 5 movie just based on like the reshoots alone.
I think. Yeah, see, I keep hearing this that like the script. Also, remember, Marcus and McFeely aren't coming back. One of them's coming back. I think it's McFeely, right? He's coming back to do it. Or was it Marcus?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rebecca Romijn was at Comic-Con. Rebecca Romijn came on, was on at Comic-Con. Was like, yeah, the script isn't finished yet, and then Feige was like, yeah, it is. It's like, girl, boy, I was like, dude, if your actors are out saying that, come on, man, like, come on, homie, like, yeah, Michael Waldron came on.
The script finished. That kind of concerns me.
Yeah, and Michael Waldron, who wrote the first season of Loki, and he also wrote Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
No, I think what?
Because your reaction was like,
actually, no, because I like Loki was cool, but Multiverse of Madness it wasn't really all that. And I was thinking like, who would be fantastic to direct? No disrespect to the Russo brothers, but if you wanted to do something different and something like kind of trippy, to direct the like Secret Wars movie, I think it's a directing duo. It's like Moore and somebody else. Yeah, because they also worked on they worked on Daredevil Born Again.
Oh yes. Yeah,
like I think if those guys directed Secret Wars and or Doomsday, I think that would be phenomenal.
Yes. That's right.
Let me throw this out there. Sean Levy for a Fantastic Four.
That I could have seen. Yeah.
Levy pitch?
Sean Levy?
Oh hell yeah.
Sean Levy could have done that 100%. I think Sean Levy.
Yeah, because also with Sean Levy, like, what's up?
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say with Levy, you get the fun action, you get like really good comedy, you get the really good like emotional scenes. Like his shit, it still hits. It's like it's still fun, and y'all are still doing like crazy shit with it, as made evident by Deadpool Wolverine. So you get him for Fantastic Four. Again, it wouldn't feel so surface level to me, because it felt kind of like a little bit like Black Adam, where like there was like a deeper story here, but we had to cut a lot of it out just to kind of get to like the basics of it.
Yeah, I can definitely. Sean Levy would have been a good choice. Sean Levy, and he's good at ensemble pieces. most of his career has been ensemble pieces
Yeah.
and like handling different storylines and stuff like that. Whether it's again Stranger Things, Night in the Museum, like all his movies, like he knows how to handle ensemble really well. And to your point too, would have made it more fun, and it probably would have made it more, I guess, humorous too. Yeah,
Yeah, because the humor in the movie didn't always work for me, and it was a pretty empty theater. There was like maybe 6, 7 other people in it, but no one was laughing at first steps.
Oh, yeah.
It was just awkward, and like me and Kayla, we kept going like this to each other.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. Yeah. See,
It was rough, man. And the '05 and '07 ones, there was never a moment like that. Yeah, Rise of the Silver Surfer wasn't as good as the first one, but it felt like watching the Snyder Cut when I was watching Rise of the Silver Surfer, man.
you you know what's so funny?
I was sitting on my couch just amazed.
You know what's funny? Our boys at Double Toasted were that was their bad movie roast last week, was Silver Surfer. They were going ham.
Tell them to watch First Steps and then watch Silver Surfer.
No, they liked
again.
they all liked
No, 'cause-
First Steps a lot. They all both gave First Steps a glowing review. I think both Matt. I think matinees.
I wasn't really feeling it like that.
Yeah.
Okay, because it was good, but it was just kind of like it's fine. Like, you know what I mean? And I think maybe just my expectations were too high because I remember, I'm watching New Rockstars a lot. They have all these theories like, oh man, I bet the 828 Earth is gonna get destroyed, and then that's the shit that was at the end of Thunderbolts because they had to like flee. Either they failed and then they had to flee, or they like flee to have Galactus chase them and lead him away from Earth or whatever. And then they just defeat Galactus. Like, okay, so now it's still a little bit of mystery as to like why was there a Fantastic Four ship in
Thunderbolts.
the 616 universe?
Yeah.
Like that, it's cool that the mystery is still there, but it's still just like, again, like this ending was too easy. We just need to make a black hole in the middle of the city and push it through it. It's like, I don't know, man. I think the ending would have hit more if like they did just like we tried to save the world and we legit just couldn't, and we are the last survivors of our Earth. I feel like that would have hit more, bro.
Yeah. I was really after Thunderbolts came out and someone tweeted that theory of like that scene where he's like right here where Reed is like, "Are we safe?" and he goes, "Oh, I don't know." If that was like that end of the movie,
loved that scene in the trailer.
Yeah, that was the end of the movie. And to your point, like their world is gone because also remember he did that thing where he was like, "Oh, we're gonna like mask our world to get to another universe." I was like, that's how they get to 616, the main MCU timeline. I was like, oh, that makes sense. And I bet you money, I bet you a drink that that's how they get to 616.
No, because he was studying the multiverse too.
Yeah.
No, because he was studying the fucking multiverse. Like, he was like, I've theorized, if we, do this, you could go to like other realities. So it's like, yeah, should have just had it where they come to the 616 universe at the end of the movie.
Yeah. I bet, bro. I'm telling you, I bet you he used that the thing he used, like his little, his little teleportation thing to a new universe is how they get to 616. But to your point, though, the movie would have a lot more emotion to it if they were like, yeah, to your point, the movie ends with like the world is destroyed, kind of how with Ragnarok. I wasn't a big fan of Ragnarok, but like how Ragnarok, destroyed Asgard. And they had to get to the ship, and then the ship got fucking carjacked by Thanos and his crew. You're just like, whoa, and you felt how heavy it is. You felt how heavy it was of like, oh man, these poor Asgardians just got murked. Like it's got murked because Thanos
was like, dang, y'all, yeah, because like y'all just saw your planet blow up. Y'all really thought y'all was safe, and then right as y'all kind of feel like stable again. To your point, Thanos comes in and kills half of y'all, and then sometime after that, 2 days after that, the other half just disappears. So, because like canonically in the MCU, there's only like a quarter of the Asgardians left now in that little new Asgard
little village
place that they live at.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that little village. Yeah, but
I'm with you. No, you're right.
With Secret Wars and with Doomsday, though, I really hope that they do something crazy with it, man. Because I feel like they've been playing it safe long enough. Like, just do something fucking bonkers, bro.
Man, I really hope so, man. Like I said, I am looking forward to seeing how these four, I guess five with Franklin, like how they interact with like the main Avengers cast. But I don't know, man. I just feel like the movie is I think the past really post-COVID era, post Endgame era of Marvel, like, you know, Shang-Chi has been anything in 4 years, going on 5 years when Doomsday comes out. You know, like,
yeah,
you know, you got Thunderbolts will have a say in it. All right, you know, like, yeah, see some Wakandans. You're gonna see Shuri. We're gonna see M'Baku. Yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, Channing Tatum, you know, as Gambit. That's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. You know, they're bringing back all the X-Men. You're bringing back the OG X-Men from Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, James Marsden, Rebecca Romijn, Alan Cumming. You know,
is Deadpool not in this movie?
We don't know. That's the thing. Loki's coming back.
Because you're bringing back Gambit, but not Deadpool. That's interesting.
Yeah,
supposedly,
and also too is that.
And I hope they give Anthony Mackie's Captain America a better suit in this one too.
I hope so too. I really hope so too.
Yeah, I saw it because it was fine at the beginning of the movie, and then like that dark blue one, like I just wasn't feeling it. But I digress. I apologize.
No. You're right. You and I both were like, we walked out. We were like, all right. You and I were kind of like not impressed. And you know,
yeah, I was like,
there's also no casting of Tom Holland or Doctor Strange, right? I didn't see those names on the announcement.
And okay,
you know,
I could see Tom Holland maybe not being in it because I feel like this is going to be some like. We're traveling through space and multiverse type shenanigans based on this right here. And if he's like more street level now, then it would make sense why he's not there.
Man, I'm really
I wonder if Doctor Doom needs to get the 10 rings from Shang-Chi or something. For like that energy of that power source. I feel like we didn't like fully discover what that was about. I don't know,
man. I'm
excited either way though.
No, I am too. I know we're gonna geek out when this comes out. I know it, but my thing is like, and also no offense to them, they're great filmmakers, but like also Russo's post Endgame haven't had the best luck either.
At least not outside of Marvel, they haven't had the best luck.
No,
and that is kind of interesting because someone, I forget who, but it was a YouTube video. I don't remember who was saying it, but I think it might have been Film Speak, but they were saying like Russo brothers have difficulty kind of setting up their own stories like from, but they're good at making you care about established characters. Because with Captain America, they came in for the sequel and then that third one. With the Avengers, they came in for the third and the fourth one. You feel me? And it's like each time their movies were really good and they were some of the best, but it was with you know, they never did a part one to anything, if that makes sense. So it's like that's kind of interesting. I can't fully speak to that. It's just what I've heard. The Gray Man was fine. The Gray Man was fine. It was cool, but
it was fine.
What else did I? Yeah,
Cherry was not good. I fell asleep. My dad watched it. He said it was fine, but I thought it was. I fell asleep watching The Electric State. I was kind of bored with it. I was like, yeah, I don't really care. I fell asleep. I was like,
about Electric State.
You know, I don't know, man. It's I want to again. I know. I think when it comes down to it, we're gonna be like, oh, like, you know, Russo's in Doomsday, but like, there's also a good chance. First of all, this movie is definitely way over. I think this movie is way over budget. I think it's way too expensive. Like $400 million plus, like that's crazy. That's just like
Golly.
that's crazy. 400 mil for one movie.
This better be a good movie. Oh, that money.
Because my thing is like, are they pivoting? Because like it's like, I feel like you and I said this a lot on the show in general. Reactionary. So okay, when BVS didn't do the numbers,
I do feel like a lot of this is reactionary.
Yeah.
No, because especially bringing Robert Downey Jr. back, I did think that was a little bit reactionary. Like it's a cool concept, especially with the whole multiverse thing. But y'all have been doing cameos from like past characters and past movies a lot lately. They did it with Deadpool and Wolverine, admittedly, and then No Way Home and everything like that. And so it does kind of, yeah, it does. Yeah. Sorry.
No. Don't apologize. I feel like they've been reactionary in a way. It's like, oh, this doesn't work. We'll just let's pivot. It's like, okay, but again, are you doing it because for the storytelling reason, or are you doing it for the cash and the financials?
Yeah, because it feels a little bit more like for the cash and financials. Because even with the whole reactionary point, it feels like they're being reactionary while they're already making whatever future project they're working on. So that's why I just hit my table. So that's why it's kind of like, okay, I can tell this part was a reshoot, and this storyline seems a little like fuck, because it's kind of like, it's reactionary to your point, but yeah, I'm just
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like, so now our next Marvel movie is Brand New Day, which again, I know we're excited for.
I'm looking forward to Brand New Day.
I am too. I think Spider-Man. Count me in. I really.
I want to see him team up with Daredevil.
Yeah. I do too. I'm really.
No disrespect to the Hulk or whatever, but like Spider-Man and Daredevil, that's a fucking cool ass duo, man.
Yeah, I don't know if, again, it's like
that was always one of my favorites.
I forgot who was it. It might have been Sean Chandler, who we saw at South by, also a big YouTuber. I think he was saying, it was like, do we need like an Avenger type character in every Spider-Man movie? The first one we had, we had Tony Stark.
We had Iron Man for the first one. Nick Fury. 3, Doctor Strange.
And now the Hulk. It's like I think this Spider-Man can be on his own. Daredevil and Punisher, I'm kind of with, because it's New York centric. Where I was like, and they're not really Avenger.
Yeah, they're not really like. Exactly, yeah, and they're still darker street level characters, and they're all in New York anyway, so it makes sense that their paths would cross at least once. But no, I'm with that, because if let's say we don't want to do Punisher and Daredevil in a Spider-Man movie, like if it really is just going to be him on his own, that would be really cool to see, especially if they're going to go with the whole street level thing, because we have yet to see him just handle that shit on his own.
Yeah.
Punisher and the Hulk maybe being in it. Yeah, that's cool to me. But at the same time, it's like, I want to see him just be Spider-Man all on his own, like with like nothing and no one to back him. So
I'm with you on that. You and I had a long. I remember when you and I went for a movie when we were at South by. You and I had this long conversation, long convo about this, and you said something really cool. That I don't want to spoil too much what you said, because great idea. But you were saying you said that ideally you said that to kind of summarize, you said that we should bring it back to street level. Because my thing was like, how about another multiverse with the boys? And you were like, how about just have him do his own thing for a little bit, and then you introduce something at the end of Brand New Day.
You got to see it for at least one movie.
Yeah, Brand New Day, and then you bring the boys back. You bring Toby and Andrew back for like another movie, all three of them again. Because there's still that rumor that Sadie Sink is playing Mayday Parker from Toby's universe.
No, that would be cool.
That would be awesome. That'd make me really happy.
That would be fucking cool. Like I would, because also I want to see, do like Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's just Tom Holland street level by himself, and then do like an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man 3, but it takes place like after No Way Home. and it's him like kind of dealing with everything or whatever. And then and the third one is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4. Like it's like a weird kind of sequel slash expansion trilogy to No Way Home, but doing the movies like this. But Tobey Maguire one, like he's older, like maybe he and Mary Jane, like they're not like married, but they do have like this kid together. He's like a high school science teacher, you know, blah 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 blah. Miles Morales is in his class or some shit, da 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 da. You just do it like that. But like each of the end credit scenes to those movies is them basically going to like a sling ring portal off to Battle World or some shit, or you know, like whatever Doctor Doom was doing. But like each of the end credit scene would more so tie everything in. But each of the movies is just like about each of the Spider-Man. Yeah. And then the like their whole entire arcs close.
Yes.
In Secret Wars when they all meet or whatever. Like maybe like Andrew and Toby die or some shit like that.
I'd be happy with that. I would be. I don't want to sound like selfish or anything, but like I feel like as much as you know, and as your hand knows too, as I grabbed your hand when we saw No Way Home, like I do want more. Again, this is the selfish Spider-Man for me. That like how happy I felt watching that movie, where I was like, I could have just used a bit more, all three of them together. And to your point, is that you can bring them to Secret Wars. What you got?
No, because I just had another idea. Like at the end of Secret Wars, you only kill off Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. You give him like in style heroic ending. Andrew Garfield, Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland, like they both survive and everything, you know, like da. You bring Andrew Garfield into the 616 universe, but you can't have two Peter Parkers. You have Andrew Garfield go under the alias Ben Reilly, who was I don't know if you're familiar with the Clone Wars saga. Like that was the clone, but it's not a clone. Yeah, exactly. So then you get to have your cake and eat it too. You have like both Spider-Man here. Like the Andrew Garfield one can even be like a little bit darker, not like too much, but just like you know enough to like distinguish the two types of Spider-Man. You know, give him like a cool new suit, like a Ben, like one maybe that's inspired by Ben Reilly. I don't know. I feel like that'd be kind of dope.
That'd be cool.
They could like even like introduce like more obscure Spider-Man characters, like just like different ones, or do whatever, or maybe they're just like a duo.
I don't know, man. I would love that too. I would love that. I got faith in. I always butcher his name. What's the director's name?
Sorry, spaced out. I want to say Destin
Daniel Cretton. Yeah.
That's the name. Yeah, please forgive me because I was like mix up the order.
I do too. I do too. I was like, that's not his name. And Chris McKenna, Eric Summers have written on all three movies, so that makes me happy too. That as writers, they're coming back. They're coming back too. Where I was like, if they brought new writers, I'd be like, ugh. I am sad that John Watts is not coming back. I think John Watts did a phenomenal job with that trilogy. But I do think he wants to kind of try new things and do more original stuff. And I give him all the props in the world for that. I think you did three great movies, and you say, hey, I did my time for now. I'll come back later if I want to. But and also too, I thought what Destin did again. I didn't love Shang-Chi the way I think you were a big fan. I think you're more a fan of it than I was, and so was Moses. But the action in that was crazy.
Right up until like they found the Ben Kingsley's character, like that's kind of where the movie was like a bit like for me. Yeah. But like everything leading up to that part, I was like, yeah, I was on board with. It just felt like it kind of stopped and like slowed down.
Yeah.
Felt like a little bit like Thor: The Dark World to me.
Yeah. I had the same feeling where I was like, oh man. But if he can do that same action, like action, the Spider-Man movies are great, but if you can do the same action that Shang-Chi had in Brand New Day, I'd be like, hey, say less. I'm like, hey, like that's cool. The action choreography was awesome.
I'd be fucking sick.
I was like, cool, say less. And also too, I don't think we really need to see MJ and Ned right away. We just said goodbye to them in No Way Home. Give it a film. Let a film happen. Let this whole movie happen. Maybe in a post-credit scene to be like, "Hey, there's MJ and Ned." But to bring them back so soon is that like we don't feel the stakes of like, oh, they're back already. It's like, but
it would cheapen it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. It would cheapen it. It would cheapen it. And it's like we just with this huge, beautiful, cathartic, emotional ending of No Way Home that brought us here, and that ending where he puts the note back in his pocket and he swings on that homemade suit. You're like, he had to give all this up to get where he is. And if you're gonna bring back Zendaya and Jacob Batalon, right away, it's like, give us time to miss them. Like, give us time to feel like their absence. Yeah. So, please don't let us down, please. 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 But yeah, no, that's the next one. That comes out May of next. July. July of next year. So we have a full to this day, July 31st, 2026. 1 year.
Damn. Oh, damn.
1 year. 1 year.
I got my cap marked.
Yeah. 1 year. Any other closing thoughts on Fantastic Four?
No, that's it for me, man. Like, overall, I'll say overall fun movie. It was cool. It didn't quite like hit the mark. I forget what the expression is, but it didn't quite stick the landing. There we go. It didn't quite stick the landing for me. Like on paper, everything about it works, but it's like watching it, it's like, I need like a little bit more like depth to it,
Yeah. What would you, out of 10, what would you give it?
I give it like a 6.7.
Okay. All right. So it'll still be fresh. Okay.
Like out of 10, yeah.
Okay. When I walked out of it.
How about you?
When I walked out of it, I was like, "Oh, this is a solid 4 out of 5." No pun intended. 4 out of 5. Sorry, 4 out of 5. Sorry, 8 out of 10. Sorry, 8 out of 10. And the more I thought, I listened to Kevin Smith's podcast today about it too, and he had a few thoughts, and his co-host Mark Bernardin did, and I was like, yeah, I gotta give it that. I was like, yeah, okay. So I think the more I thought about it, the more nitpicks and things I was like, to your point earlier about like, ooh, that could have been different. Was this change or this was changed? So I think the more I thought about it, I think I dropped a point. So I think I give it a 7 out of 10. So I'm right there with you, maybe a little bit higher than you are. I'm like borderline 7.5, but I think 7 is a good place to be after we talked about it a little bit longer too, than hearing their thoughts about it, where I was like, yeah, that thing and that part. And also even as you watch Silver Surfer, the more I thought about Silver Surfer and the 2005 Fantastic Four, where I was like, oh, I felt Johnny was more Johnny in those movies, and I felt Ben was more Ben in those movies, where I was like, oh, like...
Yeah, they felt more characters, and like even forgive me for mispronouncing this name, but the Mr. Fantastic in the 05 and 07,
Grufford, yeah.
Like he wasn't speaking as like mathematically or scientifically as the Pedro Pascal one, but you still just knew that he was the smartest man on the planet. Like Pedro Pascal, again, like he played him cool, it was fine or whatever, but it just felt like you're just using more mathematical, scientific dialogue to be breaking the shit down. It felt like it was like you're telling us he's really, really intelligent. The 05, 07 Mr. Fantastic was just handling shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's just kind of like, it's like they showed it, you told us,
Yeah, and that's the thing, where it's like back then it felt more believable as that actor. Again, we didn't really know who that actor was, and that made it more believable and made it more like, oh, like who was this guy? And to your point, you said earlier, spot on. You said, oh, I'm seeing Pedro Pascal, the actor. I'm seeing the actor before the character. And you never want to see the actor before the character. You want to see the character who they're embodying. You want to see them like really take this on. And I feel like with Pedro Pascal and Reed, it's like you can't really differentiate. It's like to your point, he's speaking mathematical, but you're like that's still Pedro Pascal. Where Eon Grufford, um, you definitely see him as Mr. Fantastic. So I would I'm with you on that. I really am, and it would be cool to see him back maybe for Secret Wars. Like that would be really cool. That
would be cool.
That's an out there no pun intended stretch, but that would be kind of cool to see him back. So I feel like I see him in a movie in a long. Oh no, we saw him in Bad Boys. He was in Bad Boys last year.
Bad Boys, that's right.
That's right. You know, we're like, oh, he's in this. Like, oh, yeah, he's a bad guy. Surprise, surprise.
Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah, we were like, oh yeah, he's definitely no, he's a bad guy. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I'm a little bit higher than you. I think it's a 7 out of 10. I liked it for what it was. You know, I still think I'm with you on the same kind of nitpicks and kind of criticism where I was like, oh, this could have been different. And I do feel like going forward, Marvel should really give their filmmakers more of a voice. I think they did for a long time with Ryan Coogler and James Gunn and Taika, even John Watts, where now I feel like it's been very copy and paste and very, as they say, too many cooks in the kitchen, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No.
It does.
Alrighty, folks. That is our review of the Fantastic Four First Steps, which is now in theaters. So as we're getting to the end of the summer movie season, we still have a lot more to cover. But if you've seen it, go see Superman again. Go see F1. Go see there's so much still playing right now. Take this end of the summer and see what you haven't seen yet, or rewatch some things you haven't seen yet before it's too late. But before we close out, as we always do on this show, we're gonna give you our one-on-ones. If you're new to the show, our one-on-ones are one TV show recommendation and one film recommendation that we want to share the wealth with you. And Nick, my friend, I'm starting with you. What are your one-on-ones of this week?
So I've already mentioned one of them during the podcast. For my film one-on-one, it is going to be 2007's Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Yes, indeed. Like, I get not trying to shit on First Steps. It was good, but I just recently rewatched Rise of the Silver Surfer, and I couldn't help but feel like the nostalgia came back for me, and it was just like, you know what, this movie is actually cooler than I remember it being. Again, like Silver Surfer was just moving, just different. I will give it like one nitpick I have about it was I feel like Doctor Doom in that movie just did not need to be there.
Oh hell no.
Because they didn't they didn't explain how he like came back to life. And then it was, again, he just kind of took the board, dipped. They had like one fight sequence with this dude, and then they just threw him in the fucking river or whatever. And then like that's the last we see of him. And then they just go off and fight, Silver Surfer and Galactus, or more so, no, not just Galactus at this point. Pardon me, but even with that, it just kind of feels like I feel like they should have just like made the movie. Completely remove Doctor Doom, just have it be, Fantastic Four versus this army team and Silver Surfer and Galactus or whatever. It just felt a little unneeded, but it was a fun movie. I really wish that they would have gone on to make like a third and or even like a fourth one, because they was gonna have, one of the plans for it was to have Jimon Hansu as T'Challa, and they were gonna go to Wakanda.
Really? And the third one?
Like, damn, that would have been. In the third one, yeah, that was the plan. There was one plan to bring a puppet master who was Kerry Washington's character's stepfather.
Oh, really?
And he's a villain in the comics, and I think maybe like Skrulls was one idea, but the idea that piqued my interest the most was the Black Panther idea, man. But yeah, so Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. I was telling Caitlin too. I'm like, I feel like out of like the Fantastic Four movies, the 05 one is like the Tobey Maguire of the franchise.
I'm with you on that.
15 one is like the Andrew Garfield one. Yeah, and then the new MCU one, that's the Tom Holland one. Because with Rise of the Silver Surfer, you remember like when we saw Spider-Man 3, it was like no one was really like fucking with it. And now like years later, like there's people kind of like, you know what, this movie is actually a little bit underrated. It's better than people give it credit for.
I've always been actually a defender of Spider-Man 3. Ever since I was a kid.
Have you? Okay, maybe I just been hanging out with negative people then.
I always. It's funny as a kid. I mean, I loved all three of them, and then as I get older, I realized how much people hated 3. And as a kid, I loved the black suit. I loved the. I mean,
okay, yeah, because
yeah.
No, yeah, because like I liked it in theaters. Or not. That poster of him just in the all black, like looking down, that shit fucking goes hard. But no, yeah, like Spider-Man 3 came out and like a lot of people were just kind of not really fucking with it, and now like years later, people are saying, you know what, it's a little bit underrated. You know, it's got more depth to it than we originally thought. That's how I felt with watching Rise of the Silver Surfer, because when it first came out, it was fun, but then the more I thought about it, the more I just felt I don't like this or that about it. It's not as good as the first one. Oh, this is a bad movie. But now rewatching it, I'm like, you know what? I was wrong. It's not a bad movie. It still is not, in my opinion, as strong as the first one, or at least it's. I feel like as a follow up, it should have been bigger. It didn't really feel that big in scope. Um, not in scope so much as like the stakes. And you know, it's, again, like it's when the first steps trailer were coming out, I was saying like this trailer looks like this is how they should have done Rise of the Silver Surfer. But then I saw the movie, I rewatched the movie, and now I feel like rewatching it, I'm like it feels like there was like the stakes in Silver Surfer retroactively were higher than in First Steps, because in First Steps, the Silver Surfer, like she just kind of came around. She was like, you know, like I held his beginning, I held his end. Really cool line, but then other than that, she was just like flying around, like not really doing nothing. The Doug Jones Silver Surfer was again like creating like these craters in the. He was like actively changing the Earth. He was actively preparing it for Galactus. I would have gone like a step further, like had it where it's like the sky is changing color, weather's all chaotic, like it feels like you're living in the end times because it's the end of the world. It's Galactus coming to eat your shit. But yeah, so Rise of the Silver Surfer is my movie 101, and for my show 101, because I'm keeping it somewhat tied in First Steps, it was like the Ted Gilbert show. The actor that was playing Ted Gilbert is Mark Gatiss. He was the creator and executive producer of the BBC Sherlock show with with Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes, and with Martin Short as Watson, and it was creative executive produced by Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat, and they also work on the Doctor Who series. But they did this Sherlock show, and like I saw a trailer for like season 2 of it, and I don't remember like what DVD I it was on, but it was in high school, so I know it was a DVD. But like the trailer for season 2 was the first thing I'd ever seen about this show, and the trailer was so fucking awesome. I ran down to at the time I ran down to Target because I knew that they had them there, so I bought both of those. I spent the day just binging, and like it's my favorite Sherlock Holmes thing. The Robert Downey Jr. ones, like they're cool, but the way that these guys do the show, it is phenomenal, and like it's fantastic. Each season or series, it's only 3 episodes. Each episode is like 90 minutes though, and there's 4 seasons, and each one, in my opinion, it just gets better and better and better. Like it progressively improves, and it was never even like a bad or corny show. It had like 1 week episode, and even that episode, it was a good one. It was just kind of like, it just kind of feels like filler episode, but it's a fantastic show. So that's my one-on-ones. Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, and Sherlock.
Man, Sherlock's a great show. Nice pick.
And both of these guys was in the MCU too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very on brand.
That's crazy. One of the creators of this show, and the 2 leads are all in the MCU now.
Yeah, Mark Gatiss. Wow. No kidding.
Because I was like, what is he doing in Fantastic Four?
Good for him.
Because he also played his brother, Mycroft.
Oh, good for him. Hey, man, good for him. That's cool. Full circle. Full circle.
He's oh man. Matter of fact, he was in Mission Impossible, the Final Reckoning, if you remember, and in Dead Reckoning. He was one of the
Yes.
He was one of the people in the where it was like the president and everybody.
Oh my gosh, you're right. You're right. It's right. That's right.
That was him.
He was sweating in that scene with what's the guy's name? Nick Offerman. He was like the tighter he was sweating. Nice pull. Mark Gaddis. Yeah, dude, Sherlock's Sherlock.
Thank you.
What a show. For my movie,
show was my shit, bro.
For my movie this week, I'm going to movie that you and I actually saw together when we were in college, and that's mid-90s. I listened to a podcast the other day. I had it saved so many years ago, and it was Michael Cera and Jonah Hill. This is like A24's podcast from like January 2019. And I've had this podcast saved for 6 years. I was going through my drive the other day, and I was like, what is this A24 podcast? And it was both of them talking. And I was like, oh, man, I forgot how good of a movie this is. And when I've been working in the background, I played, because he made a playlist for this movie. And, you know, Jonah Hill's a big hip-hop head. And I think the soundtrack in this is great because the soundtrack's all hip-hop and, like, 90s hip-hop and rap. And then the score is 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Oh. And their scores, you know, from Challengers to Social Network to Girl with Dragon Tattoo, a lot of Fincher movies. It's a great score. But I remember seeing this in college with you and some friends of ours, and I remember seeing that. I was like, oh, we could do this. Like this is like A24 was still like wasn't too mainstream yet, and I think it was just coolest thing that everyone was there to see Jonah Hill's like directorial debut, and we're 90s kids, of course, and even though we didn't grow up in the 90s, a lot of the culture I think kind of still was with us until maybe the mid 2000s, give or take, and
yeah, we was exposed to it.
We still were. I think it was like our responsibility to kind of keep those kind of like traditions and kind of vibes going in our like kind of preteen years, whatever. But it's probably one of my favorite coming of age movies that we've seen in a long time. Again, I love it. It was shot on 4x3. It was shot on, you know, film, whatever. It's a love letter to Jonah Hill's kind of like, you know, feeling like an outsider when he was a kid in LA as a skateboarder. Again, the soundtrack's great, and it feels real because he casted basically all real kids. Like none of them were actors. They were just kind of skateboarders that he saw, and it was kind of like not documentary style, but like it just felt like he captured just like these like kind of really rawness to, you know, male teenage years and preteen years. It's a tough watch at times too.
That like kind of childhood nostalgia aspect of it.
Yes, exactly. And all of them, again, I haven't really seen any of them and stuff really post, you know, that movie. But it just that movie felt just so real and felt so raw and authentic. Where I was like, wow, he did it. And again, that soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack has like, you know, the Far Side. It has, you know, Jizza. It has. I mean, that soundtrack is great. And I had that saved on my phone, on my Spotify and Apple Music, and it's a really raw movie. This scene I love too with Ray and Stevie, where he's just like, man, my shit sucks, and man, my life sucks, whatever. And then Ray goes, you know, a lot of our time we think our life could be better. We look at someone else's life, but he goes, but then you see their closet, you wouldn't trade your shit for theirs. And it's such a deep monologue that Jonah Hill wrote that this guy spoke. It's kind of true. It's like, you know, people go through our own shit. You know, you don't want to again, you should never wish for someone else's life because you don't know what they're going through, both mentally and you know personally too. On paper, it might be like, oh, my life is great. I'm this, whatever. But how are they feeling in here? How are they feeling mentally? How are they feeling emotionally? And it's a very, very raw and very moving speech. And it's probably, I would say, top 3 A24 movies for me personally. So it's been on my mind a lot, this movie recently. I don't know why, but it has. So I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a while. I'll probably watch it on Blu-ray this weekend or sometime next week. But I haven't watched it in a long time, and I Oh, it's a very good movie. And also, I have a script on my computer somewhere. It's the PDF, and it's really how Jonah Hill wrote the script. It's very action. It's very action heavy. It's very action. A lot of like exposition and a lot of like kind of like specific action scenes here and there. So it's worth the read too. So I'm gonna go mid-90s for my movie, and then my show. Ooh. I think not that show already. I'm trying to think of a show that I have not recommended. Definitely more shows, movies than shows. A show that I haven't I'm gonna do. I might have said this already, but I'm gonna go anyway. If I did, I apologize. And that's Intergalactic. You know, last week I did Kid Cudi's movie, a documentary called Kim Scott. Intergalactic is very Spider-Verse esque, of kind of like loosely inspired by a moment in Kid Cudi's personal life, moving to New York, whatever. The animation is very Spider-Verse esque, but he made the show and then he made a whole album of it. The album's really good too. And has a great cast from Kid Cudi to Jessica Williams, who I'm a huge fan of her work. I think she's so charming in everything she's in. To Laura Harrier, her last name.
Yeah.
Who also from Black Klansman to Spider-Man. She's in this. My favorite actor of all time, Chalamet's in this, unfortunately. Jane Smith's in it. Vanessa Hudgens in it. Heath David's in it. Is really good. It's a great. Ted Allison's good in this. It's a great cast. And this was made by Kenya Barris and Kid Cudi, and it's very loosely inspired by a moment in Kid Cudi's life when he was in New York. And it's a very moving. It's very moving. The music's great. It's very personal to him. It's a lot about love and finding yourself again, finding yourself in your art. How do you reflect love? And it's like it's how do you really manage? How do you like balance love, life, and art? And it's a really kind of way how he kind of like tells the story. And it's a TV special. It's not a movie or a show. It's a TV special, quote unquote. But it's in chapters. You can watch it in chapters like a TV show. And it's broken down very, very well. I watched it again recently when I was doing something in the background. I kind of just stopped and I watched, and I was like, this is so good. It's so moving. Again, I'm a little biased because I love Kid Cudi so much, but the album is really good too. I have it on vinyl as well. But if you ever feel lost or kind of feel like down, put this on, because this is it's a very moving, it's a very quote unquote trippy look into how we perceive love and life and art. So my movie mid-90s from A24, and then my TV show / special is Intergalactic on Netflix. And those are my one-on-ones of this week. All right, Mr. Nick Johnson, where can our lovely audience find you at home?
You can find me right here at the Genre of Your Life podcast, and also on Instagram at AhmadJohnson98, and as always right here in your hearts.
Nicely done. You can see me with this
Thank you.
With this fantastic gentleman right here every week on this amazing podcast that I have the privilege of sharing with two of my favorite people in the world, again, Nick and Mr. Moses. You can find me, of course, on my personal Instagram at The Young Jones. You can find me on Twitter or X at Capri Sun, Capri _Sun, SON. Our show socials are all Midway Avenue Productions on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And again, go to our link tree. You see some amazing work that Nick has worked on, that Moses has worked on, amazing articles that our very own have been featured in. It's really cool to see seeing these guys get their hard work and talent highlighted. And again, we are so grateful for you all joining this week on this week's episode. We have a ton of more in store for you all. Even though we're at the third, leg of summer, we still got a lot more to review and kind of cover for you all and talk about. We're still in 2025, and we still got ways to go. We are just getting started, folks. But seriously, thank you all for joining this week. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Again, look out for some more cool stuff on our socials. Thank you to our kind of recent surgence in Instagram followers. We just hit 40 oh man, it's like 4,500 something on Instagram, which is really cool. That is so cool that we've gotten there on Instagram.
Damn.
That's again, that shows how much you are part of this community and this show. But thank you all again. We will see you next week. Have a great start to August. Stay cool. Go to the movies. Get a big icy. Get a big popcorn. You deserve it. You treat yourself. And of course, as always, we will see you guys at the movies.